Good morning. Good to see everyone. Bobby is on vacation. He and his family have got to get away for several days, and I'm happy for them. But I realized this morning, that means I have the devotion today. Yesterday, if you watched our daily devotion, we talked about how we're getting back and how that's going to kind of be slow and go, but it's definitely a good thing. But today, I think what I want to focus on, and it's kind of the focus on my sermon, is, what'd you take away from all this? Even as we're still in it, what did we take away from our time apart? What did you learn about yourself? One of the things I think I'm going to take away is that, for 3 months, Leela and I were able to be with Tripp in a way we haven't been with Tripp since he left for college. And I've been able to watch him as he's been working on his dissertation and observing him. And I realize, man, he's a grown man. This little boy that used to skin his knee and cry, and I would hold him. I mean, he is a grown man, and watching him interact with his colleagues and cohorts on Zoom, I know that they respect him, and so that's been pretty neat for me to watch. I think the other thing that I'm really going to take away is I hope I never take the gathering of the church for granted. So often, and of course, as some of my friends say, you're paid to be at church on Sundays, but there's some Sundays like I wake up and I go, it's raining, it's cold. I wish it could be a pajama day for me. But I'm realizing more and more just how amazing the gathering of the body is, and how what a blessing it is to be connected with people who want to be connected to me, and who want to make a change in this world, and who want to be Christ followers, and really wrestle with the demons. And so that's I hope I never take that for granted anymore. I hope I never think to myself it'll always be there, because it won't always be there unless we really put our heart and soul into it. And I know everybody's kind of itching to get back, and everybody's itching to get to a normalcy. But when we get back, I want us to really, as a church, I want us to think in new ways. And I also recognize that there are a lot of people who yearn for what we have. I say that all the time, but man, has it come to the surface in the middle of this pandemic. There are a lot of people who yearn for community. They yearn for acceptance. They yearn to be loved. And, it was so interesting. I was talking to some stranger I'd never met before, and we were just talking about the pandemic, and I could tell he was kind of a loner in some ways. And he said to me, I said, well, how are you dealing with the pandemic? And he said, I really haven't noticed the difference. I'm not from Murfreesboro. I don't really know people. Before the pandemic, I would get up, I would go to work, I would come home. He was divorced. His children are grown. And he said, and with the pandemic, I get up, I go to work, I come home, and I'm alone. So my hope is, as a church, we will be very intentional in the way we share the gospel, and be very invitational in the way we tell people about First Presbyterian Church. So that's it. We've already had to, I think I told you yesterday, worship is done. We videoed it yesterday, and so that's done. And so that's kind of a weird thing. I don't have a sermon to write. It's already written. Friday, we have our first Friday food drive, so don't forget that. That's going to be big. And so that's from 9 to 12 this Friday. There'll be volunteers ready to help you, ready to get your stuff and send you on your way, and it'll be good to see everybody. Please be praying for our ruling elders on session as they worship together Sunday, as we try to figure out what worship looks like for the 14th, and then be praying about the 14th. Listen, I hope everyone has a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.